Today, we will talk about the Rendlesham Forest incident, which occurred in 1980 in the United Kingdom and is often referred to as the British Roswell. Without further delay, let's begin. In late December 1980, a UFO resembling a fireball landed in the forest near the U.S. Air Force Base stationed in the United Kingdom. Many people witnessed this event, prompting the base's lieutenant colonel to submit an official report. This astonishing report was featured as the headline on the front page of the News of World in the UK on October 2, 1983. The author of this remarkable report was Lieutenant Colonel Charles Halt, the deputy commander of the Woodbridge U.S. Air Force Base in Suffolk County, England. The day after the incident, 3 triangular-shaped holes were discovered on the ground near the object's landing site. Furthermore, during the period from the 29th to the 30th, Halt and others witnessed strange phenomena in the forest. As a result, there were numerous eyewitnesses, and many people signed to provide evidence, Halt summarized in the report. In 2017, Colonel Charles Halt returned to Rendlesham and recounted the events of witnessing a UFO at that time.
When we saw the object out here, and it came into the forest, it went through the trees, bobbing up and down, traveling primarily in a horizontal plane, but it would go up and down a bit. And we tried to get close. We came up toward the fence, the barbed wire fence up there, and it went back out into the field, and then it exploded silently into objects, white objects, and disappeared.
Let us return to the story. The News of World, which obtained this highly classified report, interviewed Lieutenant Colonel Halt over the phone to verify its authenticity. However, he was evasive during the conversation and did not give a direct response, only stating, "If I were to explain this matter, the situation would be very dangerous." Afterward, the same newspaper interviewed another news source, Woodbridge Air Force Base in Norfolk County, about 80 kilometers away from the scene. Radar at the base also detected the presence of a UFO at the time of the incident. Additionally, intelligence officers from the U.S. Air Force visited the area after the event and confiscated radar records, thoroughly examining the imagery from the radar station. Based on this information, the newspaper made an inference. The landed flying object belonged to the highest classified military spacecraft. However, such an inference still lacked compelling evidence. On December 30th, just past 12 o'clock, Soldier Rory William from the Bentwaters Air Force Base was suddenly summoned and taken to Rendlesham Forest. As they walked, they heard several overlapping radio voices. Aircraft flew overhead. There were sounds of people crying ahead, and around 200 soldiers were frantically running around in panic. In the distance, a yellow light could be seen resting on the leaves. As William approached, an object resembling an aspirin tablet floated up. Its interior was transparent and filled with a yellowish smoke-like substance. After about 5 minutes, the radio placed on the ground suddenly received communication, a tense voice from the pilot on the plane. "Hey, those guys are here." Looking up, red orbs descended from the sky and stopped just above the yellow object on the ground. Then, a flash occurred, and the surroundings were enveloped in a colorful glow. Soon after, something believed to be a spacecraft appeared. The object was made of metal, had a diameter of about 6 meters, and its surface was covered with intricate vacuum tubes and similar components. Since they did not receive orders from their superiors, William and his group approached the object with a sense of fear and preparedness. Before long, a cylindrical beam of light shot out from below the object. And within the encompassing yellow light column, 3 beings approximately 30 centimeters tall merged. They floated lightly in the air, aligned in a row about 30 meters above the ground. Compared to their bodies, Their heads were slightly larger, and their skin was green. They wore shiny black clothing, had small noses and mouths, no ears, and their eyes were as large as plates, constantly spinning. Shortly after, General Gordon William, the base commander, also arrived. He approached the UFO and occasionally conversed with the nearby soldiers. Suddenly, the three beings in front of William merged into one and flew towards the direction of the commander. The being next to the commander turned its neck backward and looked up. The commander was visibly shocked, and his body trembled slightly in fear. During this encounter, William observed the commander nod several times but couldn't hear any sound. After approximately 20 minutes, the commander ordered all soldiers surrounding the UFO to withdraw. William's team was among the second group to withdraw. It seems like they captured a UFO. There are speculations that the military is assisting in repairing the UFO that made an emergency landing. Rumors spread within the base. Indeed, some people witnessed a jeep loaded with aircraft parts secretly transported from federal Germany, heading swiftly towards Rendlesham Forest. William heard that about 15 minutes after they left, the beings returned to their spacecraft and rapidly ascended, flying away from the scene. The soldiers who had been to the UFO landing site underwent radiation checks and were subjected to a series of rigorous investigations and interrogations by Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, officials. No one would believe such a thing. Go back to your ordinary lives and forget about this. The CIA officials instructed them. If you speak about this, the U.S. government will even make you face bullets if necessary. They were threatened with such words. Despite this, in June 1981, William was discharged from the military. Some circumstantial evidence gradually emerged, even involving high-ranking officials from the U.S. Department of Defense, exposing the hidden conspiracy behind the event. The government's purpose in concealing the truth of this incident is to hide a major plan. It seems to be an extraordinary plan to conduct a top-secret military spaceship project over the skies of the UK, revealed a report from the News of World. Furthermore, the report mentioned a fact that a soldier, possibly William, was subjected to brainwashing after the incident. It's time for this episode. Stay tuned for next episode.